squeeze.
Big.
All right, man. Does NBA got a ref problem?
Yes, it does. Don't even give me.
Because
yes, it does. Listen, these referees, these calls,
down to the text for looking at people.
People like listen,
Oh my
like,
God, it's getting bad.
like,
It's
all
getting
right.
bad.
It's one thing to understand you want to keep control of the game, keep players, from going too out of control, keep everything in the controlled environment.
Right.
But listen, some of these calls, y'all are first of all you're inconsistent with these freaking calls. Like a technical flagrant 2 for somebody is a flagrant 1 for somebody else. Like what's like we need some type of level of consistency.
And the crap where like, man, they remind me of school. Where if a dude come up and hit you and you fight back, y'all both get suspended.
Yeah,
what you want me to do? What you want me to do?
Don't get me started.
What you want me to do?
Right, they talk about, and here's the crazy thing, the thing I don't understand. Like, if you come over, you hit me, I don't respond, I just, get mad and jump. Oh, I got a technical 2 for jumping, but that might as well suck. We might as well just start brawling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The double text is their scapegoat. Like, they're like, oh, nah, let me just give out double text. Like, no, it's stupid. Like, if I didn't do nothing, why are you giving me out of tech?
Right. And you know what I don't understand? If that's the case, why don't teams just send somebody in there just initiate stupidity off the gate? Because all you got to do is get somebody to react.
Yep, get somebody to react.
Yeah, you ain't got to get them to fight you. Just get them to react.
Well,
they got to double tech.
You could say that's what LeBron did when he stepped over Draymond. He got him to react, and he got suspended. Like, he kind of knew. Like,
yeah, but Draymond lifted his arm up, too.
No, remember, Bron stepped over him. So, Bron knocked him down. And Draymond trying to get up. LeBron damn near put his nuts on his head. And that's when Draymond hit him. Like, get off me. Like he instigated that, got him out of there. Yeah. Like, you might as well do that. Like, the ref's going to bail you out.
Like, I don't, listen, like, y'all got to do something better. I did hear that they're talking about reviewing.
The jumping into the people,
they're reviewing some of the offensive calls.
That's the worst call ever, though. People literally, like, I hate the way they do that, man. Where it's like you jump sideways. It's not even a motion, shooting motion. Or dudes where they come off a pick like Trae Young does, and you follow him, he stops, jumps back.
Right, and then wait, or he stops and just wait for you to hit him and
then
shoots it
come
forward.
On, man. CP was famous for doing that too. Like, that's not basketball, man. Like, come on, let's play.
Right. Like, y'all they gotta literally like get some type of consistency with these calls. Give me a rule book, a scripted, straight rule book of what the call is, why the call is this. And the criteria for how y'all call that, and just keep it flying across the freaking board.
Right. Well, this is a 3-level question, man, because while it is on them, it is a little bit difficult to ref these dudes where 90% of the league is flopping. Like 90% of the league is just flopping.
Nah. See, the problem with that is if I can sit there and look at the TV screen without an instant replay and say, dude is flopping, how can y'all not see that?
Well, because we looking at the screen, right? But each official has a certain section that they got to look at. So he might be looking here, but he might got an eye over here too. And it happens so quick that he just got to make a decision.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is...
we get the full screen.
No, what I'm talking about is the common sense part about it.
Some of these dudes repeat offenders too.
Yeah, but I'm saying the common sense about it. Mike Conley knocks over Joel Embiid. Are you serious? Mike Conley is not knocking over Joel Embiid. No, he's flopping. Like, you got that type of mismatch to where some little dude has knocked over some big dude. 9 times out of 10, this big dude is flopping.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, a lot of dudes, And then you gotta put common sense. If I give Embiid the ball in the post and he's getting guarded by a point guard, this point guard about to flop. No matter what Embiid do, this point guard's about to flop.
So he's gonna act like that Embiid sent him flying.
Right. You should know this, but I don't understand how these dudes it's like. They have guys that repeat offenders, like I said, and they keep falling for it. Varejao was a repeat offender.
Pat Beverly.
Ilyasova, Pat Beverly, Marcus Smart, Joel Embiid, LeBron. Like, you got Harden. You got a lot of dudes that are repeat offenders, and they keep getting away with it every single time.
Now, if they're using the letter of the law about the call to call these calls, then fine. Again, keep it consistent across the freaking board then. Keep everything across the board then, if that's the case. Because... it gets irritating the way you sitting here and you like, yo, dude, there's no way.
Right.
Like, there's no way that happened.
Hey, look. Make the officials sit and do a press conference after the game. You got to explain these calls.
Yo.
Anything controversial, you got to sit here and explain these calls.
That I would love.
And you got to let the players ask them the question, too. Because you got to let the players say, like, look, if Giannis is doing this and that, what you want me to do? Like, I want to hear an answer from these officials.
I don't now see. I can't go that far with that because
that's me personally. I want to see that. I want to see the players ask them the question. Like,
I don't want to see that in an interview where you got a televised interview, because what happens with that is you start
put them on the spot.
Put
them on the spot.
Let the press put them on the spot. Don't let the players do that.
Nah, because the players they know the tricks. So if he like, look, if this dude is hooking my arm, what you want me to do? You gotta explain to that player what you want.
What I'm saying is, you see the players doing that in the games. Well, especially like you watch James. James complained about it the last freaking Bucks game. He was talking about, well, if he's doing this and I'm doing he's doing this, then how am I supposed to defend this without getting a foul? I'm literally watching him explain the whole.
But some refs don't even let them have dialogue with him. Some refs be like, all right, okay, that's enough, stop. Like a lot of them don't. They forced off the dialogue. It's very few refs that be like, okay, like have a conversation with him. Most refs be like, all right, okay, it's cool, that's enough. Oh, you can play tech. Like you can't really have an open conversation. That's why when players have it, it's a highlight. Like think about that. A referee and a player having a conversation about a foul call turns into a highlight. You see it on all the pages, like how dope this is.
But see, the problem I have with that, what you're saying is they only give that type of dialogue and that type of interaction to star players.
That's true.
And that's not fair. Okay. Like LeBron can question every last freaking call. He won't get a tech for saying anything. But if it lets somebody like Schroeder or Caldwell,
right,
Pope. Try to do the same thing,
right, you won't get it.
You ain't gonna either get the dialogue, and if you're still trying to talk to him, then you're getting the tech.
Yeah.
Like that can't be the fact that you're only giving that type of dialogue to star players.
So you think the NBA develop like a punishment system, like, and not because like this referee's not easy. Like we all can say referee.
Well, they say that. But
if it's something blatant,
they say every referee supposedly they say every referee get reviewed on their calls every game.
I doubt it.
I said they say with the you see the quote.
That 2-minute report don't mean nothing, or the missed calls, whatever.
Yeah, the missed calls or the calls they didn't get. Now they start finding these refs for that. That's when I want to hear. That's when I want to see.
It gets tricky though, because what constitutes them just making an error, because it's a human job from them. You know what I'm saying? Really just wilding. Like you got to be really blatant.
No. What I'm talking about is not a call on the spot. If you call a call and y'all go to the review booth, the replay booth, and y'all still call this call wrong, where we can blatantly see the problem, but y'all talking about enough there to overturn it. Nah, you gotta explain this call to me. Like for instance, the number one example is the one everybody's still talking about now. It's still a controversial one to this day. The Joker call. Explain to me right now how this man is the MVP. He gets a flagrant 2 on an attempt to swipe the ball that he didn't even touch the ball face. When you actually look at it, he grazed him. He hit the ball. He didn't hit his face.
Yeah,
he grazed his face.
But no much we don't like it. Letter law is contact to the face. They can say that. If they say if it was a wind-up, they think it was malicious because the sequence of events. Like, he didn't get the call here, and all of a sudden go like this. They're like, okay, this is clearly malicious. And then they shouldn't have threw him out, but, they could play blurred lines with it to kind of get away from not taking responsibility for it. Like, I need something blatant where it's like, yo, you really wildin'. Like, a player, I seen text get given out when a player talking to his coach. And they like, yo, I'm not even talking to you. And they like that. Like,
or when the player's talking to the players.
Or talk to the guys on his team.
Right, yeah. Like I'm not even saying that.
Stupid text. Like a player throws the ball at the Stantron, that should not be a tech. Like it's so many things.
Oh no. The best one is when they got the ball.
Yeah.
They either messed up a shot or they messed up. They know they messed up on the foul, and they just get mad at slaying the ball. Like, dang, I didn't do that. That's a tech. Like, come on, man. Like, is you serious?
Yeah.
He's not reacting to you. He's reacting to the fact he know he messed up.
Or ones where it's a dead ball and the players try to throw the ball back to the ref, but he's not looking.
Oh,
he smacks him in the face. He's like, yo, I threw you. You wasn't looking. Like, I threw you the ball. And like, come on,
it's almost like they don't want players that have no type of reaction.
Yeah, no emotion. They take all the emotion
out the game. Like
play like robots. Like, no, come on, man. You gotta clear this up, man. And I mean, I know certain things fans be wilding, like the foul disparity. Like, it's never gonna be equal. Like, you could tell when they draw in or not. But like that Sixers game, they was wilding. Like Sixers wasn't getting no calls last game.
Nope.
Game 6, they wasn't getting no calls.
None.
And they was getting whacked. And so, I mean, yeah, you could see where they be wilding. I think they just gotta be like, they gotta start affecting their pockets or something.
And I'm saying they gotta start finding them for it. Like something. Like you gonna find a player for flopping, fine a player for these technical fouls, fine a player for saying something or doing something. Then these refs they affect the game too much for them to be able to just walk free without no type of fine for messing up the game.
What do you think about Giannis?
What about
They never called this 10-second free throw thing all season.
Listen,
now all of a sudden, the playoff time, you gonna call it on him?
Truth be told, like they should.
You let him be that his routine all season, and now all of a sudden you want to start taking.
They only call, but see, this again, right? Because they only doing it because now everybody making a whole big outcry about it because it's the playoffs.
But you let him do it the whole season. Now you trying to. He already a bad free throw shooter, and you know as much. We all know as much as anybody. Routine matters on the free throw. So now you want me to just off the whim change it? You let me do it all season.
Yeah, I know.
Again,
that's what I'm saying. They got no consistency with these calls. There's no
jumping sideways into people. I think the only call I seen them get better was the swipe through. The swipe through. Yeah, they got that a little bit better.
Someone that's been consistent with no matter what situation. If you do a swipe through, it's a call. Yeah, and they don't call it a shooting foul. They just call it a basic.
Because I'm saying they got better with that. They used to call all of them just shooting foul.
Yeah,
they got better with that.
Now it's just a basic call, basic
foul. Like you kind of whatever. But yeah, they gotta come on, man. Like they gotta stop with these texts. They gotta stop with this thinking they better than the game. Because I feel like they get like a power. Like they feel like they get like a power rush when they throw these dudes out. And they didn't have unwritten rules. Like if he's a superstar and it's a playoff game, he can't be thrown out. Don't tell him that. But y'all need to know he can't be thrown out. Unless he fight. If it's not a fight, he can't be thrown out.
Just give them the benefit of the doubt. Just do that. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Like you said, somebody don't have, because you got certain star players who have a history of doing stupid stuff or doing stuff that they shouldn't kick out.
Or hit somebody, they could be out. But
like again, going back to Joker. You ain't never seen Joker do nothing malicious. You ain't never seen Joker react in that situation before. So if he react in that situation, that means something's wrong. You know, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Play the run. Don't do it again, or you're behind.
Well, they got it like you can't even make mistakes.
If they don't have a history of it, give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, they got a problem. They got to address this because it's been an issue every year, and
it's getting worse and worse.
Well, we got social media too, where we can kind of replay these calls, look at it, dissect it, and be like, what the heck going on here? So if you've not gone, like I said, get a punishment system, I don't know, something, because this is getting ridiculous. Like.
Because if we can do that, that means y'all can do that.
It looks like it's way too much favoritism going on. Like you kind of blatantly see it. Like I'm like, why is it like? Because they do it throughout the game. It don't even be one call here and there. It's like, oh, this team ain't getting no calls. Not this player, not this team ain't
getting no right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that comes to like, I don't know what's their beef. Like, do they feel like some players do talk to them crazy, but you know, the Trae Young been getting texts lately because he be doing this, telling them to open their eyes. And they give him a tag every time.
You know, you can see them blatantly because a lot of times, like you said, with the favoritism, certain dudes don't like certain players, so they don't get a player to call. The benefit of the doubt of the call. Same thing with the team. They don't like certain teams or how organization may have said something about the referees. You know, if you got coaches saying stuff,
right.
You got owners criticizing the refs now at some point in time too. So
side note, did you see that James Harden 3 where he just fell off the 3?
Yeah.
Players need to start getting. Something got to happen when players do that, where you just blatantly just falling.
Chris Middleton did it.
Yeah,
he got the call. And all he did was just fall.
Something need to happen to repeat offenders, not just because they was doing fines, but they don't be consistent with that. They need to do something where you start, just blatantly flopping like that. Something got to happen. Like, come on, man. Like, because at this point, as a player, I don't know, as a man, as an NBA player, like you feel good about that? You feel like cool about just flopping? Like,
well, what they're doing is they're playing to the law. Like, I know what they're doing.
I know, but mentally,
I know.
Like, how did you mentally at some point, like, I'm just forward, like I know you playing to the letter, but come on, man.
Dude, see,
that's so soft.
We can't do the mental aspect because you got dudes running to create super teams to try to guarantee a championship. That's not mental toughness.
But that ain't everybody. But yeah.
So if you doing that, then I'm pretty sure you're gonna look.
But these do that. The repeat offenders I'm talking about been doing it before they created a super team. Like they came in the league just flopping. Like I'm like Marcus Smart flops. Like just all like crazy. Like. Some of these be flopping so hard they don't care about hurting themselves. I'm like, yo, you.
Like you know your tailbone will hurt.
Right? You know you got a hamstring injury, right, Harden? Like why you just falling back on the hamstring? Like that make no sense to me. But yeah, this is what we said, man. We think the NBA does have a rough problem, and I think they need to get this in order because it's starting to affect the games and
get them a fine system.
Yes, and when you got other things like injuries and other things impacting the game, the last thing you need is the refs to be messing it up as well. And then you got two things, you know, diluting the game. So this is where we stand on with the refs. Let them know what y'all think. So let's talk about it.